Hey everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of my new series, Inside the Noise. In the previous episode, I talked about drums, what kind of drums I use, the heads and tuning. And today I'm gonna show you very quickly which mic I use and how I position them on the set. Before we start, as always, don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all my future videos. Let's go. So I read a few comments saying, hey man, what mics do you use? What kind of fancy stuff do you have? Well, let me say that I'm not using anything fancy here. Anything expensive, very, simple mics that works great to me. All very minimal. It's all about the context. Here in this situation here, I'm experimenting and without following any particular rule, and I tried out things and solution until I found the sound that I wanted, And so I only use 4 mics, basically, kick, snare, floor tom, and 1 overhead as a mono overhead. And when I add this little snare tom next to my hi-hat, it becomes 5 mics. So here you have the Sennheiser E604 drum mics. You have all the mics for the snare, floor tom, and small snare, kick. And I keep these 2 condenser mic, the usual overheads for the piano. And then I use as a mono overhead for the drum set, AKG 414. And sometimes on the snare, I go also with this Shure, the classic Shure SM57. I use it instead of the other one, or even both, if you want to have two different mics on the snare to have a thicker sound. And sometimes on the kick, same thing, I switch between these 2 mics. The other one of the Sennheiser and this Behringer BA19A, which, it works very well. It's a little bit punchier, in my opinion. Okay, so let's start from positioning the mic on the kick. I usually put it this way, not like too direct to the head, a little bit this way or the other way. It's cool. Then you find a position that you like. As you know, I don't usually put the resonant head on the kick, but if you do, you can still put it inside the kick or a little bit outside with a little stand for the mic, of course, which I have. And let's see how it sounds. Now let's try this other one, the Behringer, which I like a lot. Then let's put the one on the floor tom. Put it this way, not too close, this is the distance I usually keep. Let's put it on the snare. Basically the same concept. Okay. And also my little snare. And about the overhead mic, I usually put it on top of my head, so to capture as much as possible the cymbals. But for aesthetical reasons in my videos especially, I found a way to, make it work pretty good, putting it under the right cymbal. I'm gonna show you. So this used to work very well when I record my stuff. It takes the right cymbal, but not so much. And you also have all the heads that comes in, gets captured by this mic too. And the hi-hat, it's loud enough for what I want. So this is the overall sound with all the mics set up. And then the last thing on the snare, as I said before, sometimes I used to switch and try out also the Shure, the classic Shure, You've seen this everywhere, SM57. Usually I position it the same way I position the other mic. Okay, so after I've done all the setup, I add a little bit of compression just by using Ableton Live stock plugin. So a little bit of compression, a little bit of saturation, and then I also add a touch of EQ to make things come out a little bit, brighter and clean. So this is the sound without the plugins of Ableton Live. This is with the plugins. So this was the second episode of Inside the Noise. Drop a comment as always if you'd like, if you have questions or suggestions about my next videos. And if you like the content and what I do, don't forget to subscribe. And so, see you guys next time. Peace.